So this past week on the Laced Up podcast featuring myself, Mike Korzemba, and Get Like Coop, there was one segment that was a little bit more controversial than the average segment, and I believe it was mainly due to a miscommunication. You see, oftentimes what we like to do on the podcast is we will go out and seek out regular NBA sports news, and we would react to it and discuss whether it's a legitimate thing that could happen or not. Very much like I do here. But unfortunately, what tends to happen is people think that we are passing off those rumors as if it were true fact, and I just wanted to make sure that I made a disclaimer out here. Just because I'm making a video on this report doesn't necessarily mean I think it's something that will legitimately happen. I've said over and over again, I don't think Steph Curry will ever be in a Laker jersey, but I just thought I would just give you guys this disclaimer before we start today's upload. Now, before we get to the content, do me a favor and smack the like button for the YouTube algorithm. And of course, we're doing a giveaway, a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X. All you have to do is subscribe and turn on our notifications for the Laced Up podcast. Now that we got all of that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? So, of course, I'm sure you guys remember back during the All-Star weekend when LeBron James was speaking to Steph Curry a lot, and he had some tweets that were praising him a little bit more than you'd expect a man that lost multiple NBA finals at the hands of Steph Curry to praise him for. For example, this tweet that said, "Finally got to share the floor with @StephCurry30. Well overdue, and I loved every second." Curry would respond saying that we share a lot in common. We were born in the same hospital. I do claim Akron as my birthplace. It's pretty dope that he is a kid from Akron, but to know that two guys from Ohio are at the highest level right now. This, combined with the fact that the Golden State Warriors once again had a subpar season, is leading to some people speculating that LeBron James has begun recruiting Steph Curry to the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, in my first video about this, whether or not this is true or not, I do think LeBron James is attempting to recruit Steph Curry to the Lakers. That's something I wholeheartedly believe in. I think LeBron James is just one of those individuals who, this isn't a knock on him. He is a savvy networker that is doing whatever it takes to build the most competitive team that he is a part of until the end of his career. And that's what he should do. If he wants to win more championships, he needs to strengthen his team by any means necessary, and of course, leave no stone unturned. But just because LeBron James is attempting to recruit Steph Curry doesn't necessarily mean Steph Curry is going to go to the Lakers, because there are a myriad of issues at that. One, Steph Curry could sign the biggest contract with the Golden State Warriors. He could sign another supermax contract if he wanted to, and he would have to take a pay cut to play with the Los Angeles Lakers, who would be featuring like a 37-year-old LeBron James at that point. And granted, I don't think Steph Curry is in a situation in his career where he really needs to ring chase anymore. This is a man that has had a decorated career with 3 NBA championships, 2 MVPs, 7 All-Stars, 4 All-NBA first teams, and the most recent scoring champion to go with another scoring championship he had in 2016. That doesn't necessarily tell you a story of a man that is absolutely desperate to win another championship. But of course, the media is going to always try to spin a potential superstar teaming up with another superstar because, well, that's just exciting to dream about. So, of course, the reason why I'm bringing you guys this video today is because the owner of the Golden State Warriors caught wind of this and gave his response in an Athletic article written by Tim Kawakami. Now, of course, I wanted to preface this by saying, historically, sometimes the Athletic articles that we bring on this channel seem a little outlandish at first, but over time, more often than not, they seem to be fairly legitimate. I trust the Athletic very much so as a source. Now, the article begins on what people thought about James Wiseman and how Joe Lacob is so flabbergasted by what he has been reading about James Wiseman. He states that he's very excited about his future and the fact that most fans need to give him more time to develop because he would have gotten better, and this is one of the quotes that we got from it, he would have gotten better, I think, towards the end, but big men at 19 years old, let's take a look at their history. Kevin Garnett averaged 11.5 points and 5.8 rebounds per game, and it's actually quite good. If you use your eyes and look at what you saw overall, look at some of the potential, because when you draft 19-year-olds, you're drafting on potential. Nobody's coming coming in and dominating at 19 years old. Nobody, even Kobe Bryant, took until year 3, and he wasn't even a center. I mean, Joel Embiid missed his first 2 years with injury, so these expectations are a little too high, meaning that Joe Lacob is fully aware that it might take some time for James Wiseman to get up to speed for the Golden State Warriors' next championship run, because by the time he is ready to dominate, he isn't going to match the Golden State Warriors' timeline of trying to do their best to make the most out of Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson. He also takes a little bit of a jab at Anthony Edwards and, well, not so much LaMelo Ball. Check out this quote. "The guy in Charlotte, LaMelo Ball, is an excellent player and had a great year. Probably deserves to win Rookie of the Year, but I could argue Anthony Edwards as well. We thought those were great players too. Will they have had the same year with us? Situation matters. I don't know. Will they have had the same opportunity to just chuck it like Anthony Edwards? I don't know. I don't think so. That matters." Now, when Joe Lacob was asked about Steph Curry, this quote is typically taken out of context, so I want to provide you guys with the full quote, saying that my full expectation is that Steph Curry will be with us for the remainder of his career. I think he wants that, and we want that. I really don't have anything to say about that other than we're in the middle or start of that process. That'll go on this summer. I think we all just want to see what it looks like with the draft and free agency first, and I think that just makes sense to see where we're going, and Steph sees where we're going. Our expectation is we're going to be with Steph for a long time. We love him, and the fans love him. He's obviously fantastic, and we're going to do everything we can to keep him here and keep him happy. Joe Lacob also said that the Warriors know what needs to be done, saying that Steph Curry's season this past year was amazing, and he's hoping that he could stay in shape, but the Golden State Warriors need to reduce his workload. They need Klay Thompson back, and they need to do some other things obviously to help in that regard. But they thought Steph Curry was fantastic, and they feel very lucky to have him in the Bay Area. Joe Lacob eventually gets asked what we ended up making this video on, and that's what does Lacob think about the reports from ESPN's Brian Windhorst that LeBron James has essentially been recruiting Steph Curry to the Lakers for months now. Lacob responded by saying, "Look, Steph Curry, if he's really wanted to leave at the end of his contract, he's a free agent, he's earned the right, and he can do it. I said that with Kevin Durant, and I'm still friends with Kevin Durant, and I still really like him, and I will always love him for what he did for this franchise. By the way, he took less money when he was here, so he really helped us. We were able to get a couple of other players, and players don't usually do that, and he did that. So I have great respect and admiration for that for Kevin, and I would for Steph no matter what he does too. He's done a lot for us. We've done a lot for him. I would hope that we provide the environment for him that he wants to be at for the rest of his career." So, of course, we discussed this on the podcast a little bit, and I really like the approach that Joe Lacob is taking here because, of course, the Golden State Warriors should value Steph Curry, and, of course, this quote is being taken out of context a lot. You heard me state multiple times prior to this main quote that a lot of people are taking out of context that Joe Lacob stated over and over again that the Warriors are really hoping that Steph Curry stays, but if he were to go, they wouldn't be upset because, of course, they've accomplished some great things together, and they are glad and thankful for the contribution Steph Curry has made in completely shifting the culture of the Golden State Warriors. Lacob ended off by saying, "I'm certainly not worried about the guy you mentioned recruiting him because I don't think that's going to happen." So, looks like Lacob and I agree on one thing. I don't think Steph Curry is going to leave the Golden State Warriors so he could go chase rings with LeBron James on a team that's not really his and on a team that he wouldn't really be the top option, whereas he could retire as a member of the Golden State Warriors, be considered as the greatest Warrior of all time, and probably sign a bigger contract while still having an opportunity to compete for a NBA championship. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this report. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.